Hey, what's up, man? I'm gonna get into this video quick again, in and out, but I'm gonna explain to you the characteristic traits on why drug dealing is demonic. Drug dealing is demonic. Okay, so first off, everybody knows drugs is a deadly chemical, an addictive chemical, and crack is an addictive, deadly chemical. Um, so we're gonna keep it real with this. Um, Pills is a deadly addictive chemical. Um, Pills actually alter your mind state. You can get addicted. Anything that's causing addiction is could be deadly. And gay, you're not living in liberty when you're addicted to something. You're enslaved to it. You could be a slave to a lot of things, but we're talking about drugs right now. So let's talk about the drug dealing culture. And when I say demonic, we got to start being more open to hear about demonic and demons and spirits because this is the truth. And a lot of y'all been, I don't want to use the word dumbed down because I don't want to disrespect nobody, but you've been deceived, and it's out in the open. Your deception is out in the open now because, like I said on another video, when you say stuff about demonic and spirits, people think you crazy, but that same people or person put on a song that's talking about killing, sleeping with everybody, robbing your mama, and doing all this stuff, and y'all would quote the words, and that's deemed acceptable because you're underneath an illusion, you're underneath strong deception, you're underneath a demonic influence, and now you're connected to it, and now it's okay, it's permissionable to you. So anyway, go back. Let's get on subject. Drug dealing is demonic, and then we'll start with this. One, you're distributing a deadly chemical. So, and if you get real deep, if people know like the real deep side of the demonic realm, like on movies and stuff, they do rituals and blood sacrifices. Now these rituals are being done out in the open, but it's covered with the form of hip hop or gang culture. Same thing. So what do I mean by that? You killing with chemical, that's a blood sacrifice. You selling chemicals that's killing people, whether you know it or not. They're overdosing. You're killing relationships, um, uh, opportunities. People are going into poverty with drug addiction. um, their family members, and their confidence, and then the rehabilitation process takes a long time. So one, you're selling the deadly chemical that's killing. So you collecting bodies. Let me tell you this too. It's two, maybe three type of body counts that drug dealers do. One, the drug that they selling is killing people, and people are being addicted, and you're making this accessible to people. So that's a body count. The people that you're killing with the drug. Two, the other body count drug dealing is when people go to war over drugs and kill people, whether somebody's, they call it robbing the plug. If somebody's going in the house trying to steal the drugs from the drug dealer, people get killed. Or if the person's trying to protect his drugs, people are getting killed and getting robbed. If somebody tries to screw a drug dealer over by giving them fake money or trying to set them up, then somebody can get killed. So that's blood sacrifices now. No matter what the intent behind it, it's still blood sacrifices. And then we're gonna go into the women that drug dealers sleep with. That's another body count because everybody know, you should know now that spirits are transferred when you sleep with somebody. So it's a body count because now that these demonic spirits that they under are going inside the women, and they collecting, you can collect souls that way too. And it's not a blood sacrifice, it's just a soul tie type of sacrifice, to now they're tied into this demonic realm too. And that's why you shouldn't fornicate, and that's why you should get with a godly man. But I ain't gonna tell you what you should do, I'm just telling you what's best for you, because I'm not one of those pick me guys, or nothing like that. I'm not desperate, I'm not anxious. But and I've been involved in this culture that I'm talking about. So I'm telling you from firsthand experience. I'm not telling you from looking outside, judging people, and I'm not telling you from, like, some of these dudes just be jealous of these people that participate in that lifestyle. So I'm just telling you because I'm in the gospel, and part of the being in the gospel and then the Holy Spirit is spreading the truth to help you out and to prove to you that these demonic things exist. So now I just explained the body counts. Three type of ways they body count is by killing people, with the drugs, killing people for the drugs. And then you're killing brain cells and all this stuff in the process, sleeping with women. And then the third type of body count is the influence. See, drug dealers are influencing others, or maybe orchestrating others to sell drugs. They have kids looking up to them. That's influenced by the tangible gains, and then the women that like them, and now they want to do it. So now the devil just recruited three different ways, the three different body counts to tell you through one person. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, sin never comes by itself, and we're gonna get into that right now. So now he influencing, recruiting people, the youth, to do this lifestyle, which is demonic. The soul ties he has with these women, which is demonic, and the people that are being killed by the drugs and stuff, which is demonic. Now let me tell you where this derives from, though, and what the person that's selling the drug gets, demonic characteristic traits that the person that's selling drugs have. And I'm gonna break down why a lot of women deem it attractive, because I'm gonna tell you what it is on the spiritual side of it. So the person that's doing that is slothful. Number one, slothful means lazy. You don't want to go out there and work. You don't want to start from the ground up. You don't want to have humility and work. And I'm gonna debunk this real quick, because I know I already can hear the people's excuses. They'll be like, "Oh, well, there ain't no other way." That's a lie. That's a lie. There is another way. You can get all types of jobs these days. It's all types with them social medias. All types of ways you can make money. So you don't want to expand your horizons. And drugs actually seem the easier way because it's promoted, and and it's usually accessible if you're in the hood. And we'll get into that subject later on this video, but because a lot of people be like, "Oh, the white man put the drugs in the hood. That's all. We ain't got no choice." But they take away. What about all this education system? What about the grants that people get in these education systems? And that's a lie if you believe that if you get an education, you ain't making decent money. You making some type of money, and at least you get to keep your spirit. And see, that's why I want to talk about the spiritual part, because a lot of y'all focus on the physical part. See, you go and get your education or any other way than selling drugs, you keeping your spirit. See, you want to be so tied into your morality, which gets you to immorality in the eternal realm. But you want to be so tied to your morality that even if a demonic way comes to you to get money, you willing to sit out and be like, "Man, I'm going to die before I do that stuff. I'd rather starve to death before I participate in that stuff. I'm going to die righteous." I don't, because what's going to happen is that I'm going to just use a woman, for example. If she decides to sell her body and she has no other ways to get money at that moment, and then she starts selling her body to get it, she was better off just saying, "Well, we just going to starve," or praying by faith and still looking for a legal way to do it. Or if she had, just say hypothetically, if she had no other option, which that won't happen because God will show up, but if she had no other, she was willing to starve to death before she sell her body. And the reason why she'll, at least because she gets to keep her spirit and she gets to go to heaven. Y'all keep acting like it's not a life after this. But if she was to sell her body, she still loses her life, even though she's still living, because now she's got to live with herself from doing these demonic things, and now she has these spiritual ties to it. And so even though she's living longer physically, she's dying spiritually, even though she's living. And that's why most of the people in America, you can call it the land of the walking dead. It ain't no spirit left in them. They just walking straight in the flesh. And that's why you see this, and they got demonic ties that they can't see, that they don't know about, because they're not being taught this stuff. But anyway, that's another subject. So, okay, so just get on the characteristic traits on why this person is slothful, don't want to work, selfish, because he's willing to sell a narcotic that's going to kill somebody else's family in life and for his own personal gain. You know what I'm saying? So selfishness, and then a lot of these people get greedy, and then they get prideful. See, when somebody's prideful, they can't hear the truth. They know it all. When this is a demonic trait now, pride. And it even says in the Bible, like, you can't even come to the Most High, the Holy Spirit, with pride. He can't talk to you. He's disconnected from you, because that's a demonic energy, because you're connected to a demonic energy if you rocking with pride. So they prideful, they get greedy, and then between these two, they get angry too. Especially if somebody's messing with the money, they get mad. You hear it in the Psalms, and I've seen it. So they got pride, anger, greed, and lust. Lust, a lot of them gonna sleep with a lot of women. It's lust. So you got all these characteristic traits, which is all demonic at the end of the day, not a good person, So those are the traits right there. And then I'm gonna say this too. I'm gonna get a little bit more deeper with it. The reason why a lot of women do like these type of people, and I was involved in it, and this is the part they don't see, and I'm gonna break it down spiritually, because you should know about the physical part. Yeah, they're gonna have some money, tangibles. Yeah, some of them will be fly. Not all of them even fly. They might be fly. And two, you should know they're this a representation of what's going on in the hip hop culture, what you see on TV. So a woman feels good having something close that is idolized on TV, because she feels like she's winning connected to something that's on TV, because y'all think everything on TV is winning. So she feels like she has a prize or idol, in her hands, because it looks like what she sees on TV, what everybody looks up to. So she thinks she has a hot commodity because of that. Because most of these gangbangers and stuff like that, they look like stuff on TV, vice versa. So they feel cool. They feel connected to that. They really feel cool. It's really lame what they doing, but they feel cool. But now let me tell you why the energy though is there. Because a lot of girls say they're attracted to energy, and I'm gonna tell you why it's there. Because that person, that demon is in, that person is feeding that demon. Now, when you feed a demon and it's inside of you, you feel empowered, and you think it's you. It's an empowerment feeling, but spiritually, what's going on? That demon is just eating and it's growing bigger. And when a demon eats off sin, it excites the demon. So since the demon is excited and getting fat full off the sin, you're getting excited, and this is this energy we're talking about. And now I told you about the collecting of the souls through the sleeping, the killing people, and all that. The more souls that demon collect, he does get more powerful in the demonic realm. So this the demon is getting fed with all this sin and collecting bodies and souls and stuff like that. So now this person is walking around with this demon inside of them, and the demon is getting more powerful in the supernatural realm. And now what you're feeling is this strong pull of energy. It's like electricity. So this person's walking around with literally a high energy on them. It's a demonic, and it's a supernatural energy that is pulsating on them. That's why they can go in there and people look like, what's that? And it's an energy on them. And it's a demonic high energy. The more souls they collect, the more the dirt they do, that energy is going to keep being activated and going to a higher level. So this is what they're attracted to. And a lot of people are attracted to any type of supernatural energy, because a lot of people are walking out here spiritually dead. So that's why even in the Bible it says, man, I recommend you either go all the way with the enemy or all the way with me, because if you're playing the middle zone, you ain't gonna have that high energy like he has. But just because it's high energy doesn't mean it's healthy. That doesn't mean he's gonna not be tormented, and he's not gonna skip death or skip the consequences because he's pulsating that high energy. Because it's not even him that's pulsating that high energy; it's the demon inside of him using his vessel, getting fed and pulsating that high energy. So this is what the women are attracted to, and people are attracted to, because they're walking around spiritually dead because they ain't picked a side yet. And then somebody that has picked a side are walking around with this supernatural energy. Demons live in the supernatural realm, and you live in the natural realm. And if you don't pick a side, you won't have no supernatural abilities. But anyway, and then when somebody does have some supernatural energy on them, y'all flock to it because it's a sense that's going on. And most of the women, I'm just gonna keep it real, most of the women that's likes that type of energy, they're demonic themselves, just to keep it 100. Because you won't even, your spirit won't even let you talk to somebody like that if you had the godly Holy Spirit. It's a demon inside you too. And I know I'm gonna get a lot of riffraff back, but it's true. You gotta ask yourself, why are you affected to somebody killing the community, doing all these things? Because these drug dealers are killing the community. We're gonna keep it 100. They're killing the community. All right, so I told you about the body counts. I told you why, and I told you about how they influence other people, and I just told you why the traits of what the pride and everything like that. So basically, yeah, this is why drug dealing is demonic, and drug dealing is connected to gangbanging, and even in gangbanging, they have to do initiations. See, in the spiritual realm, you have to do initiations too, and y'all doing them free willingly and not knowing it. So it's a lot of stuff that y'all participating in that's initiating you into the demonic realm for them to have access. And then on gangbanging, they initiate women by, gang banging, which is having sex with multiple men, because they know it's a spiritual thing going on. See, y'all think it's a sexual thing, and a power trip going on, but really it's a spiritual tie going on with this. That whole gang banging stuff is demonic too. But that's my video on why drug dealing is demonic. I explain the traits to it. I explain how the person and all these people that sell the drugs, they always get the issue at the end, consequences at the end. See, the devil will allow them to live as long as they keep influencing and catching other souls, because it's a tool. Now that person is being used as a tool for the demonic realm, but they always get theirs at the end. And do I want them to get it at the end? Nah. I'm enlightening people, and there's some drug dealers are watching this to know what you're participating with, and that supernatural realm. You're not powerful in the supernatural realm, but you can use your free will to make a wise decision. Because I'm really making this video to shed light, because when I was involved in that lifestyle, I didn't know I was doing those things, and I was deceived. And when you do things unknowingly, you still gonna reap the consequences. So if I shed light on it and you know what you're actually doing, that you can go get delivered and seek God and pray, and you could change. It's not too late. You could change, and it is gonna be hard, but you could change, and God has a whole other life for you that'll get you out of that life, and God still loves you. But however, you still gotta reap the consequences if you free willingly still participate in demonic activity. And I just wanted to set that out there. And this is no bashing. I get it. I've been there before, but I ain't seen nobody make it out in one piece. People die from this. I had friends die from this lifestyle. Jail time, all types of demonic stuff. They lose their soul. They ain't really happy, even if they is running it up. The streets is undefeated, and the streets means the devil when you play his game, because that's his game. But God bless. If y'all have any questions, just inbox me. Y'all have a blessed day.